Harrison, please. Gloria's voice cracked as she stumbled out of the house, one hand pressed tightly against her huge pregnancy belly, the other reaching for the gate as if the metal could hold her life together. But Harrison did not even blink. He stood on the interlocking tiles of the compound like a man made of stone, expensive ash suit, jaw tight, eyes cold. Behind him, the front door was open wide, and 3 traveling bags lay on the ground like trash. One of the zips was open, and Gloria's old clothes spilled out, as if even her dignity had been torn apart. "Pack everything," Harrison said, pointing at the bags. "Carry it and go." Gloria's eyes were full of tears. Her cheeks were wet. Her lips trembled so hard she could barely speak. "Harrison, I'm 8 months pregnant," she whispered. "Where will I go?" Harrison's face did not soften. "I'm tired of you," he snapped. "I can't continue to be with you anymore. Yesterday I lost. The deal that would have changed my life. That deal was my way out, my big break. And it failed." He stepped closer, voice rising. "You are bad luck, Gloria. Since you entered my life, everything has been going wrong." Gloria stared at him like she had been slapped. "Bad luck?" she repeated in a small voice. "So, all the years I suffered with you, all the prayers, all the times I stayed hungry so you could eat. Was I bad luck then too?" Harrison's eyes flashed, not with shame, but with anger, like her words were an insult. "Don't start that nonsense," he barked. "Get out of my house," Gloria gasped. Her knees almost gave way. She held her belly tighter, breathing fast. The baby inside her kicked, as if also shocked. "Harrison, please," she cried, dropping her voice into begging. "Please don't do this to me. I have nowhere. Please, even if you hate me, think of the baby." For a second, the compound went quiet. The neighbors had gathered at the edge of their doors. 2 women in wrappers stood whispering. A man leaned against a wall, pretending not to watch, but his eyes were fixed on the drama. Nobody stepped forward. Nobody spoke up. Everyone knew Harrison's temper. Everyone knew he had connections. In that street, people stayed alive by minding their business. Gloria looked around, hoping, begging with her eyes, for someone to speak. But the neighbors looked away. That was when Gloria realized she was alone. Then a voice came from behind Harrison, sweet, calm, almost playful. "Harrison, are you done?" the voice asked. Gloria's head turned sharply. A woman stood near the door, leaning slightly on the wall like she owned the place. She was tall, dark-skinned, and polished from head to toe. Her hair was neat, her makeup perfect, and her smile was the kind that didn't reach the eyes. Vanessa. Not Gloria's best friend, Vanessa. This Vanessa was Harrison's mistress, the one Gloria had begged him to stop seeing, the one Harrison had sworn was just a business partner, the one Gloria had caught texting him late at night. Vanessa's eyes slowly moved over Gloria's belly and the bags on the floor. Then she smiled wider. "Ah," she said softly, "so it has finally happened." Gloria's heart pounded painfully. "Harrison," Gloria whispered, "so this is why." Harrison didn't deny it. He didn't even look guilty. He simply looked at Vanessa like she was the prize, and looked at Gloria like she was a problem. "I need peace," Harrison said. "Vanessa gives me peace. You give me trouble and bad luck." Gloria shook her head, tears falling faster. "I never gave you bad luck," she said, voice breaking. "I gave you love. I gave you loyalty. I gave you my body and my future, and now you're throwing me away like I'm nothing." Harrison's jaw clenched. He walked to the biggest bag, grabbed it with one hand and flung it closer to the gate. The bag hit the ground with a heavy thud. Gloria flinched like it hit her chest. "That's enough," Harrison shouted. "Carry your bags and leave before I call security." Gloria's eyes widened in fear. Security? So he could embarrass her even more. She looked at Vanessa again. Vanessa's smile stayed, calm and proud, like she had won a game. Gloria's stomach tightened, and for a moment she felt dizzy. Then, like a person waking up from a nightmare, Gloria slowly bent down. With shaking hands, she pulled the zipper closed on the open bag. She wiped her face with the back of her hand. She tried to lift the bag, but it was heavy. Her belly was huge. Her back hurt. Still she tried. A neighbor finally whispered, see wickedness." But nobody moved. Gloria took a deep breath, swallowed her tears, and did the only thing she could do. She lifted one bag first, struggled, balanced it on her head the way poor women do when life forces them to become strong. Then she held her belly with one hand and dragged the second bag with the other. Her body shook with each step. Harrison watched her, arms folded. Vanessa watched her too, with a look of satisfaction. Gloria walked out through the gate like a woman walking out of her whole life. But just before she crossed the road, she turned back one last time. "Harrison," she said in a low voice, so low only he could hear, "I hope one day you remember this moment, because this pain, it will follow you." Harrison scoffed. "I beg, leave. Go and carry your bad luck far away." Gloria's throat tightened. She nodded slowly, then turned and walked away. Bag on her head, baby in her belly, tears in her eyes, and nobody to hold her. As she walked down the street, people watched quietly like it was a movie. Gloria's feet moved, but her heart felt like it had stopped beating. Earlier that same week, Gloria had not always been the kind of woman Harrison could throw away easily. Once, she was the reason Harrison survived. They met in Lagos when Harrison was still struggling, always wearing the same 2 shirts, always shouting about big dreams, but never having enough money for transport. Gloria worked at a small restaurant. She was gentle, hard-working, and soft-spoken. When Harrison said, "I will be a big man one day," Gloria believed him. Even when her friends laughed, even when her mother warned her, even when Harrison lost job after job and came home angry. Taking his frustration out on words, Gloria stayed because she loved him. And when Harrison finally got a decent job and rented a small apartment, Gloria moved in with him. Not because he begged her, but because she wanted to build a future. She cooked, she cleaned, she prayed. She even sold her small gold earrings once to help Harrison pay for a training that could change his life. And when she became pregnant, Harrison acted happy at first, but everything changed when Vanessa entered his life. Vanessa appeared like a shiny new phone, expensive, loud, and tempting. Harrison met her at a business event. She was confident, always speaking big English and throwing around big connections. She laughed at Harrison's jokes and made him feel important. Soon Harrison started coming home late. Then he started hiding his phone. Then he started blaming Gloria for everything, even the small things. If rain fell and the road was flooded, Harrison would say, "You see, since you got pregnant, everything is turning upside down." If he missed a call, he would snap, "Why did you distract me? You always disturb me." Gloria tried to talk, but Harrison didn't want talk. He wanted control, and Vanessa kept feeding him words like poison. "You're too talented to be stuck with someone like that," Vanessa would tell him gently. "Some women are, how do I say it? Heavy. They carry problems." Gloria didn't hear those words, but she felt them, because each day Harrison treated her like she was a burden. Still, Gloria stayed, because she thought love could fix it, because she thought the baby could soften him, because she thought marriage meant endurance, but she didn't know Harrison was already planning her exit. After Gloria left the compound, she walked for a long time, even though her body was tired. By the time she reached her best friend's place, the sun had started going down, her feet ached, her neck hurt from carrying the bag, her belly felt tight and heavy. She knocked weakly on the gate. "Vanessa, please," she called out. The gate opened, and Gloria almost collapsed into the arms of her best friend, Vanessa Ease, a simple, kind woman who worked as a hairdresser. Vanessa's eyes widened when she saw Gloria's condition. "Gloria, what happened to you?" Vanessa cried. Gloria tried to speak, but the words wouldn't come out. She just started, crying like a child. Vanessa dragged her inside quickly, helped her sit, and brought water. When Gloria finally spoke, her voice was shaking. He chased me out," Gloria whispered. "Harrison threw my bags outside, in front of everybody." Vanessa's face tightened with anger. "That foolish man," she snapped. "Did I not tell you? Did I not warn you about that Vanessa woman? Gloria, did I not tell you to leave that marriage before it breaks you?" Gloria covered her face. "I thought he would change," she whispered. "I thought maybe I was overthinking." Vanessa shook her head hard. "Overthinking? See you now, 8 months pregnant, carrying bags on your head like a market woman. God forbid." Gloria sobbed again. Vanessa hugged her tight. You will stay here, Vanessa said firmly. As long as you want. This is your home. That man cannot finish you. Gloria nodded, still crying. But deep inside, Gloria felt empty. Because she didn't just lose a home. She felt like she lost her life. That night, when Gloria finally lay down on a small mattress in Vanessa's sitting room, she stared at the ceiling with swollen eyes. Her belly moved gently as the baby shifted. Gloria whispered, "My son." "I'm sorry." Her phone lay beside her, silent. Then, around midnight, the phone suddenly rang. Gloria flinched. Vanessa, half asleep on the couch, sat up quickly. "Who is calling you this time of night?" Vanessa asked, worried. Gloria's hands shook as she looked at the screen. "Unknown number," she hesitated, then she answered. "Hello?" Gloria whispered. A deep, calm male voice replied, "Good evening, Ma. Is this Gloria Sampson?" Gloria's breath caught. Sampson? That was not her surname. Her heart began to beat fast. "Yes," she whispered slowly, "I'm Gloria." "But Tam, who are you?" The voice paused, like the next words were heavy. "Ma, my name is Barrister Solomon," the man said. "I'm calling from Banana Island. I'm the legal representative of Chief Sampson." Gloria sat up straight. Vanessa leaned forward, eyes wide. Gloria's lips went dry. "Chief Sampson," Gloria repeated, confused. I don't know any Chief Sampson." There was another pause. Then the barrister said the words that made Gloria's whole body go cold. "Ma, Chief Sampson was your father." Gloria's phone almost dropped from her hand. "What?" she breathed. Vanessa covered her mouth. Gloria's eyes filled with fresh tears, but these tears were different. These were tears of shock, fear, and something she couldn't name yet. The barrister continued, voice steady. "He passed away tonight, and before he died, he left a will." Gloria's chest rose and fell quickly. A will? Her father? The billionaire Chief Sampson? The room spun, and then the barrister said, "Ma, the will says you are his only child, and you will inherit everything." Gloria's eyes widened so much it hurt. Her voice disappeared. She couldn't speak. She couldn't breathe. She just stared at the phone like it was on fire. Vanessa whispered, trembling, "Gloria." "What is he saying?" Gloria's lips finally moved, but only one word came out. "God." And the call continued as Gloria's world began to turn upside down. Gloria gripped the phone with shaking hands as Barrister Solomon added, "Ma, there's something else you must know. Your father's family is already gathering, and they are not happy you exist." Gloria did not sleep that night. She sat upright on the thin mattress in Vanessa's sitting room, her back against the wall, one hand on her belly, the other holding her phone like it might disappear if she let go. "Vanessa," she whispered again, as if saying it softly would make it less frightening. The man said, "My father is a billionaire." Vanessa sat on the floor beside her, legs crossed, eyes wide and red from shock. "A billionaire?" Vanessa repeated slowly, "as in, real billionaire?" Gloria nodded, her throat tight. "He said his name is Chief Sampson," she murmured. "He said he rejected me when I was born." Vanessa sucked in a breath. The room went quiet except for the soft hum of a fan and the distant sound of cars on the road. Gloria's baby kicked again, sharp and strong, like a reminder that this was not a dream. Vanessa broke the silence. "So, what did the lawyer say again?" Gloria swallowed. "He said Chief Sampson accepted me before he died. He said the will states I am his only child. He said, I will inherit everything." Vanessa stared at her like she was looking at a ghost. "Everything?" she asked. "As in, houses, money, companies?" Gloria nodded again, tears sliding down her face. "I don't even know that man," Gloria whispered. "I don't know his face. I don't know his voice. I only know that my mother told me once that my father was rich and powerful, and that he wanted nothing to do with me." Vanessa reached out and held Gloria's hand tightly. "Listen to me," she said gently. "Whether you know him or not, this thing is real. A lawyer will not wake up at night to lie about something like this." Gloria nodded, but fear still sat heavy in her chest. "What if it's a mistake?" she asked. "What if this is trouble?" You heard him say his family is already gathering. What if they hurt me? Vanessa shook her head. They can't touch you if it's legal. That man said there is a will. A will is not a joke. Gloria closed her eyes, breathing slowly. Outside, night wrapped Lagos in darkness, but inside that small sitting room, something dangerous and powerful had just entered Gloria's life. By morning, Gloria's eyes were swollen from crying. Vanessa helped her bathe, helped her wear a loose dress, and made her sit while she prepared tea. Gloria moved slowly, her body felt heavy. Her mind felt heavier. The phone rang again around 8 a.m. Gloria jumped. Vanessa grabbed the phone first. Hello? Good morning, the same calm voice said. This is Barrister Solomon. Vanessa handed the phone to Gloria quickly. Good morning, sir, Gloria said nervously. Ma, the lawyer said kindly, I'm sorry to disturb you again. I wanted to check on you and explain the next steps. Gloria held her breath. Chief Sampson's body is currently at his Banana Island mansion. Barrister Solomon continued. The burial is scheduled for this afternoon. As his daughter, it is important you attend. Gloria froze. Attend? She repeated. But I don't know anyone there. They don't even know me. They know now, the lawyer replied, and some of them are not happy. Vanessa mouthed, I knew it. Gloria's heart began to pound. Sir, Gloria said, carefully, is it safe for me to come? There was a short pause. Ma, Barrister Solomon said honestly, there will be tension, there will be resistance, but legally you are protected. I will be with you at all times. Gloria closed her eyes. After the call ended, she sat quietly for a long time. Vanessa waited, watching her. Finally, Gloria spoke. I have to go. Vanessa nodded immediately. I'm coming with you. Gloria turned to her. Vanessa, I don't want you to get hurt because of me. Vanessa smiled sadly. If I leave you now, then I am not your friend. Besides, someone needs to hold your hand. Gloria's eyes filled again. She hugged Vanessa tightly. Thank you, she whispered. Banana Island looked like another world. Tall gates, clean roads, big houses that looked like palaces, security men everywhere, expensive cars lined up like they were attending a royal event. Gloria felt small as Vanessa helped her out of the taxi. She adjusted the small bag on her shoulder, her hand resting on her belly. Her heart thudded loudly as they walked toward the mansion. The house was massive, white walls, tall pillars, wide glass doors. Black cars filled the compound. Men in suits and women in expensive dresses stood in small groups, whispering. As soon as Gloria stepped inside, the air changed. Eyes turned. Whispers started. That's her, someone muttered. So that's the girl, another voice said. Gloria's stomach tightened. Barrister Solomon appeared quickly, a tall man with calm eyes and a serious face. Good afternoon, Ma, he said, bowing slightly. You are welcome. He turned to the people nearby. Please give her space. Some obeyed, some didn't. A woman in a red lace dress stepped forward. Her eyes were sharp, her lips tight. So this is the bar child, she said loudly. Vanessa gasped. Gloria froze. Barrister Solomon raised his hand. Madam, please mind your language, the woman scoffed. Language? After this girl just walked into our family like she owns the place? Gloria's legs trembled. I didn't come to fight, Gloria said softly. I didn't even know him. The woman laughed coldly. But you came for his money. Gloria's chest burned, tears gathered, but she refused to let them fall. Barrister Solomon stepped between them. Madam, this is not the time or place. The burial comes first. The woman hissed and walked away. Vanessa leaned close to Gloria. Ignore them, she whispered. Keep your head up. Gloria nodded, even though her heart was shaking. At the cemetery, the sun burned hot. The casket was lowered into the ground slowly. Gloria stood at a distance, watching the man who gave her life being buried, without a single memory of him. She cried quietly, not because she loved him, but because she lost the chance to know him. Vanessa held her hand tightly. After the burial, everyone returned to the mansion. The tension followed them like a shadow. Inside the large living room, Barrister Solomon cleared his throat. Ladies and gentlemen, he said calmly, we will now proceed to the reading of Chief Sampson's will. The room went silent. Some people crossed their arms, some leaned forward, some stared at Gloria with anger. Barrister Solomon opened the document. "I, Chief Samson Adewale," he read, "being of sound mind." The words felt heavy. Gloria's heart beat fast. "Hereby declare Gloria Samson, my biological daughter, as my only child." Gasps filled the room. "And the sole heir to my estate, including all companies, properties, vehicles, and assets." Someone shouted, "This is madness." Another voice cried, "Impossible." The woman in red screamed, "She's a liar." Barrister Solomon raised his voice. "Silence. This will is legal and binding." Gloria felt dizzy. Vanessa squeezed her hand. "Breathe," she whispered. Barrister Solomon continued, "Effective immediately, Gloria Samson will assume ownership of Samson Group of Companies." The room exploded with noise. Gloria's ears rang. She looked at Vanessa, tears streaming freely now. "Vanessa," she whispered, voice shaking, "am I dreaming?" Vanessa shook her head, eyes wet too. "No," she whispered back, "this is real." But across the room, angry eyes burned into Gloria, and one man stepped forward slowly, his face dark with rage. "This is not over," he said quietly. Gloria felt a chill run through her body. As the man's words hung in the air, Barrister Solomon leaned close to Gloria and whispered urgently, "Ma, you must leave this house tonight. They are already planning something." Barrister Solomon's words echoed in Gloria's ears like a warning bell. "You must leave this house tonight." Gloria's heart pounded as she looked around the massive living room. The faces that stared back at her were no longer just curious or angry. They were dangerous. Some people whispered harshly, some stared at her with cold hatred. Others pretended to smile, but their eyes told a different story. Vanessa moved closer, almost shielding Gloria with her body. "Sir," Gloria whispered, trying to stay calm, "what do you mean they are planning something?" Barrister Solomon lowered his voice. "Ma, some members of this family never expected Chief Samson to leave everything to you. To them, you are a threat." Gloria swallowed hard. "But this is my father's house," she said softly. "His people." Barrister Solomon sighed. "Ma, money changes people. Power reveals who they really are." A loud laugh broke the tension. "So the village girl is already acting like an owner," a man mocked from across the room. Gloria flinched. Barrister Solomon straightened up and addressed everyone. "Ladies and gentlemen, the reading of the will is concluded. All legal matters will be handled through my office." The crowd slowly began to disperse, but the hostility remained. Gloria felt eyes following her every move as she and Vanessa were escorted out through a side door. Outside, the air felt lighter, but the fear stayed. A black SUV waited near the gate. 2 security men stood alert. "For now, you will stay at one of Chief Samson's private apartments," Barrister Solomon said as he opened the car door. "It is safer than this mansion." Gloria nodded, still shaken. As the car pulled away, she looked back at the mansion one last time. It looked beautiful and cold, like a place that did not want her. The apartment was quiet, too quiet. It was modern, clean, and smelled of fresh polish. The rooms were large, the bed soft, the lights warm. But Gloria could not relax. Vanessa helped her sit on the couch. "Drink this," Vanessa said gently, handing her a glass of water. "You need to calm down." Gloria drank slowly, her hands still trembling. "I never wanted this kind of life," Gloria whispered. "I just wanted peace." Vanessa sighed. "Life doesn't always ask us what we want. Sometimes it throws us where we must stand." Gloria leaned back, closing her eyes. Her mind drifted back to Harrison. She imagined him in their old compound, laughing with his mistress, proud of what he had done. She imagined him sleeping peacefully while she sat in fear. A sharp pain shot through her belly. "Ah!" Gloria cried, grabbing her stomach. Vanessa jumped up. "Gloria, what is it?" "I don't know," Gloria breathed. "The baby. It hurts." Panic filled the room. Vanessa grabbed her phone. "We're going to the hospital now." The hospital was bright and clean. Doctors moved quickly. Nurses spoke in calm voices. After some tense moments, a doctor finally smiled. "She's fine," the doctor said. "It's just stress, but you must rest, madam. No more." Shock, No more fear. Gloria nodded weakly. As she lay on the bed, tears rolled down her temples. My baby, she whispered, I must be strong for you. Vanessa held her hand. You will be. The next morning, news exploded across the country. Unknown daughter emerges as sole heir to billionaire Chief Samson. Televisions buzzed, phones rang non-stop, social media burned. At Samson Group headquarters, staff whispered nervously, Have you seen her picture? They say she's pregnant. Can she even run a company? Gloria sat in the apartment, watching her face appear on television screens. She barely recognized herself. She looked scared, a news anchor said, but she now controls one of Nigeria's biggest business empires. Gloria turned off the TV, her heart racing. I can't do this, she whispered. I don't know anything about business. Vanessa sat beside her. You can learn. A knock came at the door. Both women froze. Vanessa gestured for silence and peeped through the door viewer. It's Barrister Solomon, she whispered. She opened the door carefully. Barrister Solomon walked in, looking serious. Good morning, Ma, he said. We need to talk. Gloria sat up straight. Today, he continued, you will officially assume your position as CEO of Samson Group. Gloria's eyes widened. Today? Yes, he said firmly. Delaying will give your enemies time. Gloria shook her head slowly. I'm not ready. Barrister Solomon met her eyes. Ma, power does not wait for readiness. It waits for courage. Vanessa squeezed Gloria's hand. You can do this. Gloria took a deep breath. Okay, she said softly. I'll try. The boardroom was massive. Long table, leather chairs, glass walls overlooking the city. Executives sat stiffly, faces unreadable. When Gloria walked in, simple dress, no heavy makeup, belly clearly visible, the room fell silent. Whispers spread like fire. Barrister Solomon cleared his throat. Ladies and gentlemen, this is Gloria Samson, the new CEO of Samson Group. Some nodded politely, others looked away. Gloria stood at the head of the table, her heart pounding. She took a breath. Good morning, she said simply. I know many of you are surprised to see me here. To be honest, I'm surprised too. A few people shifted. But this company belonged to my father, she continued, and even though I didn't grow up with him, I intend to honor his legacy. She paused, her voice steady but soft. I don't pretend to know everything, but I know one thing. I value loyalty and honesty. The room stayed quiet. I will need guidance, Gloria said. I will need patience, but I promise to listen, to learn, and to lead with fairness. Some executives exchanged glances. Then a man at the far end stood up. With all due respect, he said coldly, you are pregnant and inexperienced. How do we trust the future of this company to you? Gloria's chest tightened. She looked him in the eye. You don't have to trust me today, she said calmly, but you will judge me by my actions. Silence followed. Barrister Solomon nodded approvingly. After the meeting, as Gloria stepped out of the building, cameras flashed. Questions were shouted. Madam Gloria, how does it feel to go from nothing to everything? What about your husband? Where is he now? Are you really capable? Gloria froze. Vanessa quickly stepped forward. No comments. They rushed into the car. Inside, Gloria broke down in tears. I'm scared, she admitted. So scared. Vanessa hugged her tightly. You are not nothing anymore, she whispered, and you were never bad luck. Across town, Harrison sat in his sitting room. The television played loudly. There she was. Gloria. His Gloria, standing in front of cameras. New billionaire heiress takes over Samson Group. Harrison's face drained of color. No, no. This is not possible, he whispered. His phone slipped from his hand. The room spun. He remembered her crying, her belly, the bags on her head. You are bad luck, he had said. Harrison screamed and grabbed the television. I messed up, he shouted, collapsing to the floor. Tears streamed down his face as the image of Gloria in luxury burned into his eyes. As Harrison cried on the floor, his phone suddenly rang, and the caller ID showed unknown number, the same way Gloria's life had changed forever. Harrison stared at his ringing phone like it was about to bite him. Unknown number. His hand shook as he picked it up. Hello? He stammered. A calm female voice answered, "Good afternoon, sir. This call is from Samson Group of Companies." Harrison froze. Samson Group? His heart slammed hard against his chest. "Yes?" he said, swallowing. "My name is Clara," the voice continued politely. "I'm calling on behalf of the office of the CEO, Madam Gloria Sampson." The room spun. Harrison dropped onto the couch, his legs weak. "Gloria," he whispered. "My wife?" There was a pause. "Yes, sir," Clara replied professionally. "Madam Gloria Sampson has asked that all past personal matters involving her name be handled respectfully. She also requests that you cease using her name in any form, including interviews or public statements." Harrison's mouth went dry. I haven't said anything," he muttered. "Good," Clara said. "Then this will be our only call. Have a good day." The line went dead. Harrison sat there, staring at the blank screen. That was it. No insults, no threats, no begging. Just power. Quiet, controlled, and final. Vanessa, his mistress, walked in just then, chewing gum. "What's wrong with you?" she asked. "You look like you saw a ghost." Harrison looked at her slowly. "You lied to me," he said. Vanessa frowned. "About what?" "You said Gloria was nothing," he snapped. "You said she would never amount to anything." Vanessa rolled her eyes. "Please, nobody knew she was a billionaire's child. How is that my fault?" Harrison stood up suddenly. "Get out," he said. Vanessa laughed. "What?" "Get out of my house," Harrison shouted. Vanessa's smile vanished. "Are you mad, after everything I did for you?" "You ruined my life," Harrison screamed. "Because of you, I threw away the woman God sent to me." Vanessa scoffed. "Don't blame me for your greed." Harrison pointed at the door. "Leave, now." Vanessa grabbed her bag angrily. "You will regret this," she hissed before storming out. But Harrison barely noticed. He sank back onto the couch, covering his face. He remembered Gloria's tears, her shaking voice, her heavy belly. Where will I go with 8 months pregnant? The weight of his mistake finally crushed him. Across the city, Gloria sat in her new bedroom, large, quiet, and expensive. But her heart was restless. Vanessa sat beside her, filing documents on a tablet. "Are you okay?" Vanessa asked. Gloria nodded slowly. "I just feel strange." "Strange how?" "Like something is coming," Gloria said, placing her hand on her belly. Almost on cue, pain shot through her body. She gasped. "Vanessa!" Vanessa jumped up. "Is it the baby?" Gloria's face tightened. "I think it's time." Panic and excitement filled the room. Within minutes, security rushed them to the hospital. Hours passed. The pain was intense. Sweat covered Gloria's face. She cried, screamed, prayed. "Push, madam, push," the nurse encouraged. Gloria screamed one final time. Then, a baby's cry filled the room. The sound was sharp, strong, alive. Tears streamed down Gloria's face. "A boy," the doctor announced with a smile. "Healthy and strong." They placed the baby on her chest. Gloria sobbed uncontrollably, holding him. "My son," she whispered, "you made it." Vanessa stood nearby, crying too. "What will you name him?" she asked softly. Gloria smiled through tears. "Samson," she said, "after my father." News of the birth spread quickly. Billionaire Heiress welcomes baby boy. Televisions buzzed again. At home, Harrison watched the screen in silence. Gloria lay in a hospital bed, smiling weakly, her baby in her arms. She looked peaceful, whole, complete. Harrison broke down. "I destroyed everything," he cried. He fell to his knees in his empty living room. 1 week later, Gloria returned to her mansion. Life settled into a new rhythm. Board meetings, baby cries, quiet nights. Vanessa officially became her personal assistant. "You saved me," Gloria told her one evening. Vanessa smiled. "You saved yourself." One afternoon, the security gate buzzed. "Madam," the guard said through the intercom, "there is a man here asking to see you. He says his name is Harrison." Gloria's heart skipped. She closed her eyes. "I knew this day would come," she said softly. Vanessa stiffened. "Do you want to see him?" Gloria thought for a long moment. "Let him in," she said. But keep your distance." Harrison entered the compound slowly. The mansion was massive, beautiful, intimidating. He felt small. As he walked toward the entrance, his knees trembled. Gloria stepped out onto the porch, dressed simply, her baby cradled in her arms. She looked different, stronger, calmer. Harrison stopped a few steps away. He stared at the baby, then at Gloria. Without warning, he dropped to his knees. "Gloria," he cried, voice breaking, "I'm sorry. I was blind. I was foolish. Please forgive me." Tears streamed down his face. "I listened to lies. I chased money. I threw away my blessing." Gloria said nothing. Vanessa stood behind her, arms crossed, watching closely. Harrison bowed his head. "I know I don't deserve forgiveness," he continued, "but please, let me see my son." Gloria's grip tightened on the baby. Her heart raced. The past flooded back. Pain, shame, tears. She looked at Harrison quietly, and for the first time, Harrison truly understood. She was no longer the woman he could silence. As Gloria opened her mouth to speak, the baby suddenly began to cry loudly, and Gloria's eyes filled with tears, torn between her past pain and the future standing before her. The baby's cry cut through the quiet compound like a knife. Gloria looked down at her son as he squirmed in her arms, his tiny face red, his fists clenched. His cry was strong, demanding, full of life. Harrison was still on his knees. His shoulders shook as he cried openly, not caring who saw him. His expensive clothes could not hide his shame anymore. The same man who once stood tall and proud while throwing Gloria out now looked smaller than a child. "Please," Harrison whispered again, "please forgive me." Gloria closed her eyes. For a moment she was no longer standing in a mansion. She was back in that compound, back on the hot interlocking tiles, back with bags on her head, back with neighbors watching and doing nothing, back with her heart breaking as Harrison called her bad luck. Her chest tightened. Vanessa shifted behind her, tense, ready to step in if Gloria broke down. But Gloria did not break. She opened her eyes slowly and looked at Harrison. "Harrison," she said calmly, her voice steady but heavy, "stand up." Harrison hesitated. "Stand up," she repeated. He slowly rose to his feet, wiping his face with his sleeve. He could not look her in the eye. Gloria took a deep breath. "When you threw me out," she began, "I was 8 months pregnant. I begged. You. I cried. I asked you where I would go. You didn't listen." Harrison's lips trembled. "You didn't just throw me out," Gloria continued. "You threw out your unborn child too." Tears rolled down Harrison's cheeks again. "I know," he whispered. "I was cruel." Gloria nodded. "Yes, you were." Her words were not angry. They were honest. "You chose your mistress over your wife," Gloria said. "You believed lies over truth. You called me bad luck, even though I stood by you when you had nothing." Harrison finally looked up at her, his eyes red. "I see now," he said weakly. "I see everything now." Gloria adjusted the baby in her arms as he slowly calmed. "Do you?" she asked softly. "Or are you only seeing because you lost?" Harrison opened his mouth, but no words came out. That silence answered the question. Gloria continued, her voice gentle but firm. "When my father died, I didn't celebrate," she said. "I cried. Not because of money, but because I lost a man I never got to know." She looked down at her baby. "I named my son Samson so that his name would not disappear," she added, "so that something good could come from pain." Harrison nodded slowly, ashamed. "I came here today," he said, "because I couldn't live with myself anymore. Every night I hear your voice. Every night I see you carrying those bags." He dropped to his knees again suddenly. "I don't want your money," he cried. "I don't want your house. I just want forgiveness." Gloria's eyes filled with tears, but she did not let them fall. She looked at Vanessa. Vanessa gave a small nod, silently telling her, "Do what gives you peace." Gloria looked back at Harrison. "Harrison," she said quietly, "forgiveness is not the same as reunion." Harrison froze. "I forgive you," Gloria continued, "not because you deserve it, but because I refuse to carry hatred in my heart." Harrison sobbed loudly. "Thank you," he cried. "Thank you." "But," Gloria added, raising her hand gently. We will never be together again. The words landed like thunder. Harrison looked up sharply. What? He whispered. You lost the right to be my husband the day you threw me out, Gloria said. Some doors, once closed, must never be opened again. Harrison's face collapsed. I understand, he said quietly after a long pause. I truly do. Gloria nodded. As for this child, she said, looking down at her son, he will know who you are. But you will not control his life, and you will not enter mine again. Harrison swallowed hard. That is fair, he said. More than fair. Gloria turned slightly, signaling the end of the conversation. Harrison, she said one last time, learn this lesson. Never write anyone off. Never judge someone when they are down, and never call a good woman bad luck. Harrison bowed, his head deeply. I have learned, he said. Too late, but I have learned. Security quietly stepped forward. Harrison stood up slowly, taking one last look at Gloria and the baby. I wish you peace, he said. Gloria nodded. And I wish you wisdom, she replied. Harrison turned and walked away, out of the mansion, out of her life, and out of the future he once destroyed with his own hands. Weeks later, life moved forward. Gloria settled fully into her role as CEO of Samson Group. She surprised everyone with her calm leadership and fairness. Workers loved her because she listened. Executives respected her because she learned fast. Vanessa worked by her side, loyal and proud. Little Samson grew stronger every day, his laughter filling the mansion with warmth. One afternoon, Gloria stood by a large window, holding her son as the sun set over the city. Vanessa joined her. You know, Vanessa said softly, some people still say you were lucky. Gloria smiled faintly. I was never bad luck, she replied. I was just with the wrong person. She kissed her son's forehead gently. And now, she added, I know who I am. The camera of life pulled back slowly, from the mansion to the city, to the road where a man once lost everything he thought he owned. And the lesson remained clear. Sometimes the people you call nothing today are the ones who will become everything tomorrow. What is your view about this story? Where are you watching from? If you enjoyed this story, comment, share, and subscribe to our channel for more interesting stories.